Since the Governors Forum is intact, what about the People's Democratic Party, which happens to be the party that holds the reins of power in the country at the moment? We keep hearing stories of, the divisions within the Board of Trustees. After the resignation of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, we've not heard anything about a new head of the Board of Trustees appointed. And, of course, there's also the issue of the state executive, the state PDP, complaining of the national body breathing down their necks. These, keep repeating themselves over and over and over again. Is there some sort of friction?
I'm not aware there's any friction. I'm a member of the PDP. I'm the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, and I'm not aware of such friction. The president reserves the right to appoint the chairman of the Board of Trustees. We're waiting for the president to make that decision. Whenever he makes a decision, he will have the support of everybody in PDP because he's the leader of the party. I'm not aware of any rift between the state party and the national party. I'm not aware. And don't forget, I'm governor of a state and I'm a member of the party in the state level. And as governor of a state, I'm also a member of the NEC, National Executive Council of the party. I'm not aware of any rift. I'm hearing it for the first time from you. You must have a wide network of information I don't have, believe me.
No, sometimes, it's necessary to have that kind of information. And let's just say it's just getting clarification, like hearing from the horse's mouth whether the information one has is true or not. So that's the essence.
It'll be wrong just to ask me because I'm not chairman of PDP. I'm not the president of the country, who is also the leader of PDP.
But as a leading member of the party, remember, you are the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, and that's pretty influential.
Yeah, but I'm not aware of this. That's why I say if it were to be true, as the governor and chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, I would have known.
Well, coming back to your own state, Rivers State, there's this issue of the appointment of a new vice-chancellor for Rivers State University. Well, that's another emerging controversy that the members of the ASU, the Association of Senior Staff of Universities, are threatening to go on strike because, according to them, the executive governor of Rivers State has decided to impose a vice-chancellor, much against the wishes and desire of the body of ASU at Rivers State University. Can you tell your own side of the story?
I didn't know you would ask this question. If I knew, there are documents. If you allow me, I'll get some 2 documents to show you that has to do with the law now. And those documents I had brought in, but they said you won't ask the question. The documents are with my staff out there. Then I will show you what the law says. There is a law setting up the Rivers State University of Science and Technology, and that law simply stipulates how a vice chancellor can be appointed. They said you appoint the vice chancellor for the first 4 years, after which he is reappointed for another 3 years. This vice chancellor has just served for the first 4 years. He has not served for the remaining 3 years. And then we allowed the universities to set up the process to either reappoint him or appoint a new vice chancellor. They went through the process in the council meeting. They asked him to excuse them at the council meeting so they can appoint the committee that will select the vice chancellor. Professors who were at the meeting never told the council that they were candidates. Never. They appointed their friends. They nominated their friends. As
candidates.
As members of the panel to screen candidates.
Okay.
They nominated their friends to screen. I have the letter from the school. They nominated their friends to screen candidates who are contesting for the office of the vice chancellor. And those professors were, I read the letter from the council, they wrote to me. In the exercise, none of the candidates except Fakai had been a vice chancellor. Okay, it was discovered that Professors B. Onwebu, Professor Ahiakwo, and Professor Lale, who are also candidates in the selection process, were involved in the nomination of members of the Joint Selection Committee. Professor Onwebu Ahiakwo nominated Professor Buria and Professor S. Amade as members of the Joint Selection Committee, whereas Professor Lale and Ahiakwo, who are members of council, participated in the selection of members of council nominated in the Joint Council Senate Committee. They nominated Amabi B. Martins, Mrs. Matilda Nodem, and Chief Nemi Adoki, Deacon Abigo, and Chief Wike. Accordingly, as candidates for the position of the Vice Chancellor, they are barred morally and legally from participating in the process of the selection of persons to be nominated into the body to determine their suitability as Vice Chancellors. Professors Onuebu, Ayakwa, and Lale are therefore disqualified from contesting for the position of Vice Chancellor. The fact that they were allowed to stand for the selection and were interviewed did not cure the initial defect as substantive disability. This is the principle protected, that a candidate cannot choose his judge. My prayer, well, the committee now recommended Professor B.B. Fakai and Professor Eyinda. So while studying this
as
report,
the candidates now,
as the two persons that I should choose from, because the law says they will nominate 3 for me to choose from. Now, while thinking about what to do, I said, okay, let Fakai be on acting basis. Let me see how to resolve this.
Now, Governor Amaechi, where is this letter originating from?
The Rivers State University of Science and Technology, from the committee that, the chairman of the committee, that the selection committee.
So right from the university, from the word go, the process was being called to question.
Was flawed. They're not even denying it. Attached are the documents of the nomination of the same people. See. Look at the Professor Hayakwa.
Okay.
Nominating somebody. See his signature.
That's right.
See them.
Okay.
See the documents attached. Onebu, Hayakwa. See them nominating candidates. These are documents because for you to nominate, you must sign that I hereby nominate a person. So you can't nominate somebody to screen you, and you refuse that the Vice Chancellor should not nominate anybody. And then nobody knew you were a candidate. Suddenly you leave the council hall and say, I'm not a candidate. So having disqualified them, the panel having disqualified these people, I have 2 people to choose from. And as I live here, I'm going to announce Professor Fakai as the substantive Vice Chancellor of the Rivers State University of Science and Technology, going by the laws of the Rivers State University of Science and Technology.
Well, you've already taken...
And the law is here. Section 3.1, Section 3, Subsection 1 of the Rivers State University of Science and Technology Law, Cap 133, Laws of Rivers State.
You've already taken a very firm decision regarding what you intend to do. But then, what exactly is the grievance? Nothing.
The grievance of those who are contesting the Vice Chancellorship is because for the first time they've seen the government funding the university. Now, having funded the university 2 billion, 1 billion, 600 million, all that, I don't know what total amount of money it has come to now. They now they felt that the Vice Chancellor could not be doing what he's doing without including them in the process. Now, when the argument is who are the contractors and all that, so they want him out so that they can begin to dispense those resources.
But they've forgotten that it is he who pays the piper that calls the tune.
No, but that's not even that. What is there is that why not look at the man's achievement? Why was the man even appointed? The man rejected the appointment. He was the rector of the Rivers State Polytechnic. When I called him to come and be the Vice Chancellor, he was recommended by the old professors of the university with Professor Briggs. Nemi Briggs, the former Vice Chancellor of the University of Port Harcourt, because I had invited Nemi Briggs to come and be the Vice Chancellor, and he said no. He recommended Fakai, and the old men also recommended Fakai. I announced Fakai. They also said, well, he didn't follow even though he's a good material, he didn't follow the process. I went to the university and apologized to them. They accepted. Now, the quarrel is over this issue of money. Look at his achievements. By the time he took over, there were only 8 courses that were accredited in the university. Only 8. That was why we went in. Now 38 courses have been accredited. Now it is rated among the A universities by the institutional accreditation by NUC. By world ranking, it was 76 of the world ranking of Nigerian universities. Then it was 76 in Nigerian universities, world ranking. Now it's 19 today. Now the man has also installed E component of ICT.